Greetings and welcome in, welcome back to my infinite light beings, feminine energy, masculine energy. I keep hearing resurrection, resurrection, resurrection. Maybe this could be because we are in the energy of the resurrection on today. It is Sunday. Not the day of resurrection, but one of the days that they chose for resurrection. You know that they choose the day of resurrection by um, the way the moon is gonna fall. Like whenever the full moon is, that's the day. The whatever the day the full moon is, the weekend that falls after the full moon is the day that they use for resurrection day, for Easter, right? So just a little knowledge as to how they choose the day of Easter, right? Because you know it changes every fucking year, right? um so Spirit just wanted you to know that, right? But I keep hearing resurrection, resurrection, resurrection. So there is someone from your past that wants to resurrect the relationship. This is most definitely a family member, a lover, a friend, a stranger, right? A co-worker or a neighbor, right? It's most definitely, right? So in these energies, someone wants to resurrect, right? Somebody wants to resurrect the relationship because they're having trouble moving on from you, is what Spirit is saying. So this is why they want to resurrect. They want to reconnect with you because they are having trouble. Um, they're ready to surrender. They're ready to surrender to whatever. Look at all of this that they have to say. They're ready to surrender um to the situation, right? They got some new awareness on what was going on, you know, what they needed to surrender to, what how they was bringing turmoil to the situation, in whatever situation it may be, right? They're ready to face their fears when it comes to you. That's why they're ready to resurrect the relationship, because before their fears was holding them back from re resurrecting the relationship, because they see you as some type of holy influence as well. That's why they're using the day of um resurrection, like, you know, to come back. This could be a child, right? But this could be somebody younger than you, right? But they had some discovery within themselves, right? That they were limiting themselves by not taking your direction, right? Now they want to come up out of this conflict, right? They want peace and harmony. They're tired of all the arguments, right? Yeah, they're feeling stuck. They're not moving anywhere spiritually with this chariot in reverse. Listen to the bells in the background. They're in this low vibrational energy. This is a man or a woman, right? In this low vibrational energy, and with them not with you not being in their lives, they're feeling like they can't grow, they can't move, they can't. Yeah. Um, they're waiting for their ships to come in, right? And their ship is you, right? Yeah. Feeling very disconnected with this Eight of Cups in reverse. No, this is Ten of Cups in reverse. So this is a family issue, right? This could be a lover, it could be a child, it could be a parent, it could be, you know, auntie, uncle. It's a family issue though, right? Cousin, nephew, niece, right? But they were overcommitted, right? They were overcommitted to something else, which made them juggle you, right? And so now they're trying to manifest you back with this magician, right? Because the jealousy is what caused them the disconnect. The jealousy, the superficial shit, that, you know, the mundane way of living, right? Financial um financial situations, right? But now they've had some spiritual outlook from this separation that has been, that caused the energy that they were in, caused the separation, and because of the separation they've had a chance to have a spiritual outlook on things, and this is why they want to resurrect the relationship with you, right? um they're ending they're ending of mental turmoil, right? They're trying to end this shit. They're trying to recover from all the mental turmoil that they cause themselves and you and whoever else they cause to have mental confliction, right? Whew, it's a lot of shit they wanted to say. But yeah, this is how they're feeling in the present moment. They're missing your energy. They're missing your guidance. They're missing just being in your presence under your umbrella is what they're missing, right? This is why they want to resurrect the energy with you, right? They can't take it anymore, right? They want to come up out of this confusion. You are a wish fulfillment of theirs, right? So you made shit in their life fulfilled. You brung enrichment to their life. You brung knowledge. You brung wisdom. You brung peace. You brung joy. You brung healing, happiness. You were the wish fulfillment that they should have never let go, right? Yeah. You were giving, you were generous, right? These people were greedy. Yeah. They didn't want to release the burdens, but now you have released the burdens. You have lightened the load, right? Now these people have a lack of long-term vision without you, cuz you were their wish fulfillment. You kind of what made shit pop in their life. Now you taking a rest on them with this Four of Swords, getting some relaxation, some peace. They don't know what to do with all the silence. That's why they want to resurrect the relationship, because the silence, they don't feel the happiness that they used to feel, right? And this could be a divine partner. Yep. They don't feel the love that they used to feel, and they're very emotional. They're very cold. They're very standoffish. They're very manipulating right now, right? They're limiting themselves. They're limiting themselves with whatever relationship this was, right? They're feeling very bored, just lazy, right? Hasty, right? Very selfish. This is why you disconnected from them in the first place, right? The moodiness, the coldness, right? While you are continuing to love on yourself with this King of Wands, Queen of Wands, this Ten of Cups. This is, you're giving this shit to yourself, and this is what they're dealing with, right? This is you. This is two opposite energies. You could be dealing with a fire sign, a water sign. You could be a water sign dealing with a. You take the message. You don't have to have any of these in your chart. But this is what's going on, and this is why they want to resurrect and get back under the guidance of you, the love of you, the patience of you, the strength of you, the peace of you, right? The confidence of you, right? They want this relationship to be healed. They want this relationship to be healed. You bring them emotional fulfillment, right? And they know this. They know they should have never disconnected from you, is what it is, right? Yeah. They know they should have never disconnected from you, and this is why they want to recover, because they have a lack of faith that it's going to be a recovery. They have a lack of faith that they're ever going to be able to have you back again as a wish fulfillment, whether it's a family member, a lover, a friend, a neighbor, a stranger, a co-worker, right? They don't feel that it's going to be a recovery. Look, they can't manifest you back right now. They're too into that limited belief that it's not going to work, right? And this is you, this Queen of Pentacles, just sitting here stable. King of Pentacles sitting here stable. Loving, nurturing, still, you know, on, about your shit on your throne. You know why this is them reminiscing about what they used to have with you, whether this is a child, a lover, a mother, a father, a friend, a bestie, a bro, a co-worker, a supervisor, whether you was the supervisor, whoever it was, confirmations, you were somebody's supervisor, and they're reminiscing on how you used to be with them at work, and now they got a fucked up supervisor, and they got to deal with that shit. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, this is what they're missing out. They feel like they lost out on the opportunity. That's why they want to resurrect this relationship with 1111 was on the clock. This is divinely guided. Yeah, 4 cups. Yeah, another new outlook on shit. So that just what I picked up in the moment. It was just a quick message in the moment. Yeah, they want to come up out of this illusion. They want to stop lying. They want to stop keeping these secrets. They want to have an understanding, clarity. Now they having the clarity. They want to surrender now. They want to surrender now. That's why they want to resurrect this relationship, right? And it's hitting them. It's hitting them right now in this energy, because we're in the energy of Jesus resurrecting. So you showed them it was some kind of spiritual situation that you showed them, right? Because it's this resurrection is pertaining to the relationship. So you had some kind of spiritual influence on them that they were not trying to follow, right? um Self-love, they were imbalanced. They were not giving themselves any self-love as you were trying to love them. It was a struggle. It was a struggle, and it became overwhelming to you, right? That's why you had to disconnect from the motherfuckers, right? Yeah, it was someone you loved, right? Could have been a relationship, a biracial relationship as well, right? But it was somebody you loved. You could have been lighter, you could have been darker. It was somebody you loved, though, somebody you cared for with this 2 of cups. Now they feel your love as it has disconnected. Now they feel your love as it disconnected, because this is in reverse. You're not giving any love to them anymore. This is the Queen of Wands. You took your love back. You're not sharing your love anymore. This is in reverse, right? And this is why, whether you're feminine energy or masculine energy, this is why they want to resurrect the relationship. They don't feel your love, right? They don't feel you working on shit. They don't feel you working on the shit. This is in reverse. This is the 7 of Pentacles in reverse. This is the King of Cups in reverse. You ain't giving out no love. This is the 10 of Pentacles. This is what they miss, right? This is the 2 of Swords in reverse. Now, so they feeling like it's time to make a move. So this is the energy that we're in right now in the present moment. They feeling like it's time to make a move. They're ready to resurrect this relationship. Whether this is a love relationship, a family relationship, a friend relationship, a neighbor relationship, a stranger relationship, or a co-worker relationship, boss situationship. Whatever it is, they feel like it's time to make a move. The decision has been had. Ashe, Ashe.